welcome back to Alex Elliott Golf, and welcome back to a brand new series. So this is one of 8 videos really talking to you about, refreshing you about all the basics. Now this video is great for if you're a beginner, intermediate or advanced player. Now a lot of people, and especially when they just start picking up the game, they think the guys on tour are working on complicated things in order to hit the great shots, which they do. Where in hindsight they actually just do the basics well. So they grip it well, they stand to it well, and they get the basics down to an absolute T. Now if we can do that and we can control the basics, then we're going to actually see some more consistent, better strike and further golf shots out on the golf course. So this series runs through the grip, the setup, the backswing, the top of the backswing, the downswing, impact, and will take you out on the golf course too. So everything you need to play some better golf this 2018 season. So like I said, today is all about gripping the golf club correctly, and we're going to talk through some simple checkpoints which I really like to see: a neutral hold on the golf club, which helps present the club face to match our path in the best possible way. So on the European Tour and PGA Tour we see a number of different grips. Jordan Spieth is just one of them that grips it not basically your conventional way. Now what we're going to talk through here is not saying that his grip is not correct. Well, his grip actually complements his release, so actually allows him to put the club face in the position he wants to hit the shot that he desires. But I'm going to talk through a simple hold and a neutral hold that will help 99% of players and really give you guys at home the best chance of bringing that club face back to where you want it. So let's get into this grip. We're going to have 2 simple checkpoints that are going to allow you to take this sufficient hold of the club. Before we get into that, I just want to really talk about what a palmy grip is. Now a lot of people, a lot of the kind of beginners will kind of grip this club in their palms. So for a putting stroke that is absolutely adequate, but for a stroke which requires a little bit of wrist hinge, we'd like to see this club grip more in this kind of area of the glove here. So you know when you buy a new glove, it comes with this kind of pad that has a kind of double layer, and it always wears out, I guess for a lot of people, very quickly. That is the point at which I'd like to see that grip and that glove on the golf club. And then from there, I want you to feel that this crease between my thumb and forefinger points into my right shoulder. So that's my first checkpoint. We said number 1, crease into the right shoulder, and making sure our pad is on top of the golf club. So you can see here, my pad's on top, I can grip it in one finger. If it's not, it comes out straight away. So reference point number 1, crease into right shoulder. Point number 2 is all about the right hand. So I'm going to place my right hand on now, and you can see now the crease between my thumb and my forefinger is again into my right shoulder. So you can see now both these be between my finger and thumb and my right and left hand pointing into my right shoulder. Now if we highlighted what a weak right hand was, so really over the top of the golf club here, which you can see, this crease would now be pointing towards my left shoulder. And if it was too strong, my palm would be pointing to the sky, and this crease will be pointing outside my right shoulder. So if that's your grip there, you know which way you've got to move your right hand in order to achieve that sufficient hold. So if it was too weak, this hand would have to shuffle round to the right. If it was too strong, it'd have to shuffle over to the left. So you can see there some quick reference points, 2 V's into the right shoulder to get a sufficient hold of the golf club. Now there's kind of a lot of speculation, should beginners or intermediates, should anybody grip with interlock, overlap or baseball? For me, as long as these 2 V's are pointing to my right shoulder, I don't really mind. I think the hands have got to be comfortable on the club to help you swing the golf club the way you want. As long as you've got these V's into the right shoulder, I am very happy with that. So for me, try a few different grips, see which one feels best, but really make sure these V's are pointing into your right shoulder. The final point about grip, I think is kind of missed. I think a lot of people don't really talk about the pressure they put on the golf club. I like to see the pressure roughly around 6 to 7 out of 10. So if 10 was strangling the golf club, 2 would be letting go through impact. I would like to see this grip pressure about 6 to 7 out of 10. And you can do this just by taking that grip, so the 2 V's into the right shoulder, feel like you strangle the club, feel like you let it go, and try and go somewhere right in between. So straight away you can feel those hands are softer on the golf club, relieving tension up the arms, relieving tension up the shoulders, and will allow you to actually turn and swing this golf club better just by getting the adequate pressure on the golf club. So we've talked about where the hands want to be positioned, we've talked about the pressure. The final point is, where would we like to hold this club in relation to the top of the golf club? Now if we're going to hit kind of a punch shot, we may grip down slightly, but for me, I like to see So you've got these white lines on top of my golf club here. I like to see just half an inch down from these white lines with my top hand. I don't want this top hand coming over the top, and I don't really want to see this top hand too much to the bottom, because our bottom hand would go onto the steel. So I like to see about half an inch down from the top to allow me to take my sufficient hold of the golf club. Thank you for watching today's video on Alex Elliott Golf. Today was all about grip, and we talked about where we want these hand positions, the placement, and where these hands want to be in relation to our right shoulder, so the two V's pointing into the right shoulder. Now, this was 1 of 8, really talking about the basics of the golf swing, starting from setup, so we've got grip, through to where we want to stand, through to backswing, top of the backswing, downswing, impact, and onto the golf course. So if you've not already, please don't forget to subscribe and don't miss out on all this content coming and this 8-part series.